What's going on, guys? Sshinkas here, and I kind of wanted to take a different approach for this video this time around and kind of just talk to y'all one-on-one and sort of get to know y'all. There's a few things I wanted to talk about, and one of the main things I kind of want to talk about is myself. I want to talk about myself and kind of what I want to do with this channel. This video is going to be very nonchalant. I have a script right here. You could probably tell because I'm going to be looking in this direction, but it's very fluid, no real direction. I'm kind of just endlessly spouting. It's very directionless in my opinion, but it's going to be very nonchalant, like I said. So I have a lot of people in my life that I would consider my friends. I'm very proud to call my friends. But the more I think about it and the more that I dissect it, it feels like there's so much about me and the things that I like to do and my interests and hobbies that just not a lot of people know about. So that's kind of what I want to talk about with this video. I kind of want to talk about me and the things that make me happy, that keep me going every day. And then towards the end, kind of want to talk about my channel and where I want to go with it. Firstly, let's knock out the basic stuff. Let's get real. We're from person to person, man to man, or female. My name is Jacob Xavier Lopez. I was born and raised in Austin, Texas, and I moved to Kyle, Texas, which is a little bit south, about 3-4 years ago. Growing up, it didn't take very long for me to discover my love for video games. When I was like 7, 8 years old, my brother and we used to play games all the time on our PlayStation 3, which looking back at it now, I definitely feel really old thinking about us playing on a PlayStation 3. Some games we used to love playing were Little Big Planet 3, Disney Universe, and Disney Infinity, and just like a bunch of other co-op games that our parents would be so grateful to bestow upon us because we never really got new games that often. However, the extent of my love for gaming really showed when I would play by myself. Some of my favorite games growing up were games like Call of Duty Ghosts, Uncharted 3, but only really the multiplayer, and Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. 8-year-old Jacob would wake up super early every morning and he would play for as long as he could, as long as he was allowed to until his parents told him that he wasn't allowed to play anymore. Then, whenever I wasn't allowed to play anymore and I had to go do something else, I would go to YouTube. YouTube is where my love for not just video games, but my love for content creation truly blossomed. The people I watched growing up were very, very vast because I just clicked on whatever intrigued me as a kid. And obviously, being an 8-year-old, I think any thumbnail would have grabbed my attention. But I normally found myself gravitating towards YouTubers such as The Game Theorist, Merc Music, Jacksepticeye, and most importantly, Vanoss Gaming. I could watch the Vanoss crew for hours, rewatching the same videos over and over again and burst out into laughter each and every time. I don't know, something about like those guys being able to sit down and make seemingly anything just be so entertaining and humorous. It just filled me with so much joy as a kid. And I would say that Vanoss Gaming is where my desire for content creation truly began. But younger me was too ambitious to let my dreams be dreams, so using the tools at my disposal, I did what I could. I can't remember if the first thing I ever did for content creation was a YouTube video or live streaming, but I never really pursued YouTube videos until more recently, so I'm kind of just going to talk about live streaming when I was little. When I was about 11 or 12 years old, I was gifted a PlayStation 4 for Christmas, and I was ecstatic. And it wasn't because it was such an upgrade from my PlayStation 3 or that I had more games at my disposal after this. No. The reason I was happy was because the PlayStation 4 had built-in live streaming. Every chance I had, I was live streaming something. More often than not, I was live streaming games like Minecraft or Star Wars Battlefront 2. But I loved it. I was so happy. Despite the fact that I would consistently pull 0 viewers, the idea of me pursuing something that I loved and for the chance for someone to stop by and enjoy not just what I enjoy, but enjoy me and my puny, pathetic attempt to entertain my so-called audience, it kept me going. That's for sure. But it wouldn't be like this for long, surprisingly. One day when I was streaming Battlefront 2, I looked at my mom's phone because yes, that is what I used to read chat when I was about 11 or 12 years old. And I saw that I had a chat from someone named Super Girly Gamer. I'm not kidding. Their username was Super Girly Gamer. Looking back, it was probably a scammer, probably someone trying to get my personal information, but I'm not too certain because it was so far back and I don't remember the things that they said, and it's all kind of just a blur from how long ago it was. But what I do remember was that someone was in my chat watching me, and that's all the motivation I needed to get up every day and stream again, even if it meant she wasn't even going to show up, if it was even a she. There were days where I would live stream, this person would join my chat, and I wouldn't even play the game. I was so encapsulated. Yeah. I was so encapsulated by this person in my chat that I would just sit there on my phone talking into my mic for my live stream, waiting for her response with the game just on the main menu with nothing loading. And it was nice. I definitely think if this person never joined, I don't know if I'd be in the same position I am today. And if my love for doing the things that I'm doing now would be the same. But she stopped like a week or two after she started. And I hope she's doing well, if it's even a she, like I said. But I definitely have that person to thank for my love of content creation and live streaming mostly. And that kind of brings us close to the present. Around 3-4 years ago, 2020 or 2021, I'm not too sure. I saved up and I got enough to get my own PC. And then my passion for content creation, it sort of blossomed once again. And I was more ecstatic about it because I had the proper equipment to do such things. I didn't have to rely on like built-in softwares or my mom's phone to read chat. I had monitors. I had a whole PC. I can open multiple tabs. I could download my own applications. And that's kind of where we are now. I stream on Twitch frequently, and I pretend to upload on YouTube frequently. Ugh, can't talk. So what about now? Well, my name is still obviously the same. I can't believe I wrote that. I currently go to school at Texas State University, and I work at an Amazon warehouse, which I promise isn't as bad as everybody makes it out to be. I still enjoy playing video games very frequently. It's something I do more often than not. If you're ever wondering what I'm doing, I'm probably playing something. But I started pursuing other things. I started taking interest in other things. I love to listen to music. I listen to a wide variety of music. I won't even go in depth there. I love working out. I just been hitting the gym recently, and it's felt really nice and refreshing. Dungeons and Dragons. My friends showed me Dungeons and Dragons, and I kind of fell in love with it. And pickleball. Don't judge me. I swear it's fun. With other things to talk about, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, what does this mean for the future? Well, to be honest, probably nothing. There's nothing on this earth that I would love to do more than to become a content creator and to put a smile on so many kids' faces, just like others have done for me. But it's not really realistic. I mean, I'll continue to stream and pretend to upload on YouTube. As a matter of fact, there's actually a few more streams I'd like to knock off my bucket list and video ideas I would like to do before I throw in the towel. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. However, I'm only really able to do this because I don't really have any bills to pay or much to worry about besides school. The fact of the matter is, it won't be like this for long. In a few years, I'll graduate from Texas State. I'll be done with school, working a full-time job, trying to provide for myself and potentially a future family. And that's fine. That's totally okay with me. There's nothing wrong with this. It's just unrealistic to pursue this dream when I could be out there doing more productive things with my life. And that's fine. As long as I did what I liked while I could, I don't think I would have done it any differently. I know that was incredibly emotional for quite literally no reason, but to change the subject, I also want to get y'all's opinion. Y'all's opinion? Yeah. I also want y'all's opinion and what y'all want to know about me. So I went ahead and I asked my Discord server to ask me questions that they wish to know about me. And I'm going to be reading and answering these questions blindly so as to get a natural response and not some pre-planned philosophical answer or something like that. So let's do it. Let's go. All right, let's do this. Kay asks, who or what motivates you most in life? We're definitely starting off strong with this question, but I wouldn't say there isn't really a what motivates me. It's kind of like, it's a mixture of both. There's definitely easy answers that I could say. I could say my significant other, my girlfriend, my parents, my friends, but not necessarily just them, but I kind of think about them in my future and what that's going to look like. And if I ever want a future where I'm going to be successful and we don't have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck or anything like that, I sort of think about that, and that's kind of what keeps me going, at least in terms of like school and work. If I'm ever feeling unmotivated, I'm just like, okay, well, I can rest, I can relax, but if I do too much, like my life may not turn out the way I want it to. Levi asks, are you a squirter or on the cream team?
You be squirting or you on the cream team?
Next question. My girlfriend, Ben, that's not her actual name, asks, if you can go back in time and play any game on the day it was released, what would it be? Easiest answer of my life, Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2, I think I've made this clear. I don't know if I have. Team Fortress 2 is my favorite game of all time, and that game actually launched in 2007. Originally, it wasn't even free to play. You actually had to pay to even get the game, but they didn't make it free to play until like 4 or 5 years later, if I'm not mistaken. But I wouldn't know. As I previously mentioned, growing up, I never really played on a PC. I was always on a console, and I didn't get my PC until a few years ago. So I actually never had the opportunity to. I only got to play around 2021, which is probably during the worst era, like point of its life, because with the infestation of bots that was going on at the time, the lack of content, and Valve, the people behind Team Fortress 2, just frankly not caring about the game, it kind of sucks to see that. But at Team Fortress 2's peak, there was consistent, constant updates, balance changes that constantly shifted things up. There was new things happening every day, and I would have loved to experience that, even if I would have done it during my age, because comparing it to what I have now, I definitely would have chosen that. How You Been asks, y'all should go subscribe to his YouTube and his Twitch. If you could be any superhero, which one would you be? That's an interesting question, actually. I probably would give a basic answer, something like Spider-Man, because I'm actually not a big superhero guy. But the reason I would pick Spider-Man is probably because, I don't know, the fact that he stands for the people, and it's kind of just like anybody can be behind the mask. It doesn't matter who it is. I think that that's really heroic. I think that's really awesome. He kind of didn't really ask for it or anything. It was just given to him, and he was forced upon that role, and he took it and he ran with it. And I think that's more heroic than what a lot of people, or what a lot of heroes stand for. Ben, or my girlfriend, like I said, asked, if you could switch lives with anybody for a day, who would it be and why? Kind of avoiding the question, but I don't think I would switch lives with anybody. If I would, it would kind of be to see them from, like, see things from their perspective, their side, their point of view. But honestly, I feel like I'm already pretty good at like taking a step back and looking at things through another lens. If I had to give an answer, and like I couldn't just give that answer I just gave, I would probably say an actor like Leonardo DiCaprio or something like that, or like Tom Holland. But I mean, it's only because they live like lifestyles that I would want to live whenever I get older. It says C, but I know their username is Chaos. Chaos asks, favorite song and why? So that answer actually varies on any given day. But if I had to give a consistent answer every time, my favorite song of all time and why, I would probably have to say I Didn't Know by Skin Shape. It is a really short, beautiful song in my opinion. It doesn't really have a deeper meaning, but I want to say that's kind of like, that was my introduction to other songs, like other genres of music. Before this, I was kind of only really listening to what I thought was cool. Even if I didn't like it, I was like, this is what other people like, so I need to listen to this. And when I heard this song, it truly opened my eyes. I was like, there's so much that I'm neglecting almost. I'm refusing to check out these other things because I want to fit in. But I love this song. I'll put a link in the description to the YouTube video so y'all can listen to it. I would say that's my favorite, if you had to ask me. Lucas asks, what was the first game that you played that really made you fall in love with gaming? Eesh, that's a very tough question, actually. I'm going to say, okay, this is going to sound weird, but I think the game that really made me fall in love with gaming is Call of Duty Black Ops 1, and I can explain. Random story, but I'll try to make it short and sweet. One day after soccer practice, because I used to do soccer when I was a kid, I don't remember if it was before or after, but I know it was the day of soccer practice. I decided to play Black Ops 1. I didn't really play that game once, and I already had Black Ops 2, so there wasn't really any rhyme or reason for me to play it. But this day, I don't know what it was. It was different almost. I hopped on, and I felt like I actually understood what I was doing, and I felt like I was performing a lot better, and I was hitting kill streaks I hadn't previously seen. So I was like, whoa, oh my God. And I think that was kind of like the moment in my life where I kind of like sat up in my gaming chair almost, where I started taking it serious. Not necessarily playing for fun, but like where my competitive side came in. And that's probably my answer, because no other game really made me feel like that, if I had to be honest. How you been? Ask, if there was a fire, would you save me, Luke, and Tony, or your girlfriend? The bear. Lucas asks, how did you react when the power went out during the Texas Great Freeze? I think that's an interesting way to phrase it. But I don't know. I guess I was kind of like, what the hell? This isn't really that serious. But it's because Texas isn't really that used to harsher temperatures like that. We're so close to the equator that we don't really see snow like that. So when we do, I guess we don't really know how to act. But yeah. Lil C asks, are black people black? I don't know. You should ask them. Kylie asks, Jacob, are you and Cheesecake truly cousins? So I need to preface this by saying that who she's referring to, Cheesecake, is someone that I call my cousin, who I've known my entire life. There's a video of him in my Destiny 2 video, if you haven't seen it. If you haven't, you should definitely go to watch it. But she's asking if we're cousins. And the answer is yes, but it's a little complicated. Because by blood, technically, no, we are not related. But by marriage, really, really deep in our family tree, there is a connection somewhere. So we are technically related by marriage, but it's so convoluted and complex that I wouldn't blame people if they would just say, it's too confusing. Y'all aren't cousins. But I consider him one anyways. I consider him a blood cousin. All right, and the last question we got here is from Svave, my homeboy Demo. He asks, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And what a really good question to end with. Where do I see myself in 10 years? It kind of depends on the actions that I take, but God forbidding, or God willing, that everything that I have planned in my head and the way I have things worked out up in there, if it all goes to plan, hopefully in 10 years I'll be married. I don't think I want any kids just yet. I think mid-30s is when I would probably start wanting kids. So 10 years from now, I definitely wouldn't have kids just yet. That would make me 30 years old. I do want to be married, though, and I want to be able to travel around the world with my girlfriend, Maritza. Here's a picture. She's so pretty. I know. I definitely want to travel around. I don't want to settle just yet. And I definitely want to travel places and see the world before I settle down and have kids and can't really go that many places without having to worry about them. As for a job, hopefully I will have a job in accounting, because that's actually what I'm going to school for. I'm majoring in accounting. And I don't want to move too far. Or at least I thought that. As of recently, I've honestly given a lot of thought into moving somewhere a little bit further north, possibly even out of state. But I mean, I'm still living with my parents, living off of them for free. So I don't gotta think about that right now. And that's it. That's it. I don't have any more questions, and I don't think anybody else is gonna ask anything else. So yeah, that'll end it here. If you made it this far, thank you so much for all of y'all's support. There are so many of you that consistently watch all my YouTube videos and all my Twitch streams, and they support me through thick and thin. And I am so grateful that y'all help me at least feel like I'm achieving the goals and the dreams that I have in my life. It means a lot. Thank you. Go ahead and check out my Twitch. I'll link that in description. I have a new Discord server, like I previously mentioned whenever I was answering questions. You should go ahead and check that out. I'll also put a link in the description for that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all's day.